What's up, guys? It's Bumpkins. Today is Wednesday, January 19th. Wednesday means New Comic Book Day. New Comic Book Day means New Comic Book Haul video. As always, I went down to Infinity Flux here in Chattanooga, Tennessee for another big old stack of books and a few other goodies as well. Guys, real quick, don't forget, if you are in the US and you need your own comic book shop, or if you need a comic book shop because you don't have your own, reach out to Infinity Flux. They'll be linked or tagged, or wherever you're watching this video, there will be a way to get in touch with them. They do ship all over the country, so if, like I said, if you don't have your own shop and you're looking for something, reach out to them and they might be able to hook you up. But let's get right into this because there's a bunch of cool stuff to go through. Starting with Marvel, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 86. I had to get this cool classic homage variant edition, which is what the little label says here. This is an homage to, I think, number 385 or 386. I don't quite remember. I have the issue, whichever one it is. Venom and Carnage are not in this book, but like I said, it's just an homage cover. This is just continuing the really fun Beyond storyline with Ben Reilly as Spider-Man working for the Beyond Corporation, but things aren't looking great for him in the Beyond Corporation. Things are starting to come to light. He's starting to find out some things thanks to help from Doc Ock. It's just all really interesting. It's all, so far, it's a little bit predictable. Like, oh, big shocker, the big corporation that he's working for isn't on the up and up. So it's a little bit predictable, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. I'm really enjoying this storyline. Next up, we've got Ben Reilly Spider-Man number 1. You know, I've never been a guy that has to get all the Scotty Young covers, but I'm becoming a Scotty Young cover guy. I mean, I've always liked his stuff, but I've just never felt compelled to get all of his covers. But I had to get that one. Like, that's so cool. So I'm starting to really kind of become a pretty big fan. So anyway, the story, this takes place back in, well, I don't know what year it is in the story, but it takes place back in the 90s when Ben Reilly was Spider-Man with this suit. Kind of like an Untold Tales of Ben Reilly Spider-Man, if you will. He deals some with wrestling with being Spider-Man, but not being Peter Parker, but still having Peter's memories and living up to the legacy, and Carrion's involved, and Ben's acting a little bit strange, and we don't know why. So it's just a really good story. I like the art too. I think this is only like a 5-issue limited series, but it's Ben Reilly, it's Spider-Man, so I had to pick this one up. Next up, we've got The Death of Doctor Strange, X-Men, and Black Knight number 1. So another Death of Doctor Strange tie-in issue. X-Men and Black Knight is a weird pairing, so I don't really know what they have to do with each other in the context of this story. But like I've said before, the tie-ins for this storyline haven't been super great. The Spider-Man one was good, and the Bloodstone one from, what's it, last week, I think? That one was really interesting too. I'd like to see more of that, actually. So I don't know where this is going to fall on that spectrum, but again, I'm a sucker for, you know, all types of stories like this, having to get all the tie-ins and all the main issues, so I had to pick this one up. Speaking of tie-ins, here's Devil's Reign Villains for Hire number 1. I didn't get the chance to read this. I didn't get the chance to read a lot of the books that I wanted to before recording this, but I'm going to try to tackle that this weekend. I have been enjoying the Devil's Reign storyline, although the tie-ins, again, the Superior 4 from last week with Doc Ock going out to get other versions of himself, that while that was a fun story, that had no business having Devil's Reign on the top of it, except, I mean, it could have been its own thing. It didn't really need to be part of Devil's Reign. I don't know if this is going to be. I'm thinking maybe it is because of how Wilson Fisk has hired or tasked villains with tracking down heroes. So maybe this is part of that. I'm not sure. But again, I'm a sucker and have to get all the tie-ins. And then another Devil's Reign tie-in, Devil's Reign X-Men number 1. Really interested to see how the X-Men sort of react or fit into the Devil's Reign storyline, because, you know, Wilson Fisk is mayor of New York and he's the root of this entire storyline, but the X-Men, they're, you know, they don't recognize any U.S. law. You know, they're the Krakoa, that whole thing. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how they react to Wilson Fisk thinking he can tell them what to do. Hulk number 3, this awesome, another, what do they call it? The classic homage variant edition. Super cool, off of Jack Kirby's fantastic cover. You know, this is an interesting story, and this is an interesting book. I just don't know if it's the Hulk story that I want to read every month. Obviously, I'm going to read it at some point, regardless of whether it's on Comixology or Marvel Unlimited or whatever. I just don't know if I really want this story, if I really need to buy it every month. So I might stick around for a little bit longer, although I'm kind of halfway through this story arc, so I kind of want to see where it goes. But like I said, it is interesting. It's not bad. I just don't know if it's the Hulk story that I really want right now. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 34. I am caught up on this series, so I can read this one. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to before this video. But yeah, it's just really cool to be able to read these things as I buy them, and I can't wait to read this one. Moon Knight number 7. So just Monday night, we got the first trailer for Moon Knight, which looks really cool. And it's really cool that this came out a couple days later. So this is just continuing the story that we've been on since issue number 1. Moon Knight is now trying to track down Zodiac. Tigra is helping him, but we get a little bit more info on what Tigra is doing and why she's doing it, but I won't see any more than that. Just more cool stuff. Moon Knight being very mysterious, not afraid to do what needs to be done to get what he wants to get done. So yeah, I really enjoy this. This is a fun book. So I mentioned sort of becoming a Scotty Young cover guy. She-Hulk number 1, the Scotty Young variant. I just thought this one looked so cool, so I had to pick this one up. I was just really curious about this. I haven't been reading the current run of Avengers, so I know She-Hulk in that, you know, and she was different. She was big. She kind of looked like the Hulk, and she was more Hulk-esque, like the Jennifer Walters personality, I guess, wasn't there. I'm not really sure because I haven't read it, but I was just interested in this, sort of a return to status quo for She-Hulk. I just was sort of interested to read a new story with her. This is really fun. There's a fun fight/conversation with Titania in this, which is really neat. We get to see Janet Van Dyne sort of help She-Hulk out a little bit. And of course, the ending was interesting with the return of a character, and that's all I'll say about that. I'm probably going to hang on to this title for a little while because I think it sort of is going to help lead into Reckoning War, which I'm really excited about. I'm about halfway through Dan Slott's run of Fantastic Four right now in preparation for that. So, and I think this is going to be part of that as well. So I'm going to stay on this one for just a little while. I don't know if it's one that I'll need to keep getting month after month, but at least until Reckoning War is here and over, I'm going to be on this one. Silver Surfer Rebirth number 1, not to be confused with any of the Rebirth titles that DC's put out over the years. This awesome Dan Jurgens variant cover. Ron Mars and Ron Lim doing Silver Surfer plus Galactus, and there's some, not Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel's son, Genisville, was it? I can't quite remember, but that's classic. That's like classic 90s right there. This is when I was big into all the cosmic stuff of Marvel, all the Infinity stuff. Classic team, classic character. I don't quite know what the story's about. Again, I didn't get a chance to read this one yet, but I was really, really excited to pick this one up. Venom number 4 with the awesome Amazing Spider-Man 300 homage variant. I haven't started reading this series yet, but hopefully I've proven that I can catch up on stuff, and I'm going to get caught up on this at some point, but I couldn't pass up that awesome cover. And then one that I have a little bit of buyer's remorse about, because I don't know if I really need this, but X Lives of Wolverine number 1 with the awesome Mark Bagley trading card variant. I haven't been reading, well, I haven't read any of the Hickman era X-Men stuff from Hoxpox all the way through X of Swords, all the way, you know, the Reign of X, all the way through Inferno. I have read the current run of X-Men, which is like 6 or 7 issues in now. Don't really know what's going on, but I have been reading that just because it sounded interesting. But I don't know if I need this if I haven't read any of that stuff either. So I bought this and I thought, well, man, that was kind of silly. I don't really need it. So I don't know if I'm going to keep buying this. And also, I think I pre-ordered X Deaths of Wolverine, which I think comes out next week too. So I'll probably read this. I'll probably read that one. I may just wait. I do plan on catching up on all that stuff through Marvel Unlimited, or I got all the Dawn of X trades on Comixology on a crazy sale. So that was really cool. So I'm going to get caught up on all that stuff, but I don't know if I need to read this one before I read all that stuff. So I guess we'll see. So as for DC, it was probably the lightest DC week that I may have ever had, but there's still a couple things here. So Catwoman 39. So if you guys remember a few videos back, I bought all of the Fear State, the Catwoman Fear State tie-ins, even though I hadn't been reading that series. I still haven't read those. I still haven't read any of this series, but I just kind of had a wild hair to pick this one up. It's the start of a whole new storyline. Catwoman is back in Gotham City. I didn't even know that she left. That's how far detached I am from that. But I don't know. It just sounded cool. I read it just a little while ago, and I wasn't blown away, so I'm probably not going to get any more. The story's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just not. It just didn't really super excite me. It seems like a lot of setup for the story that's to come. So I don't think I need this every month, so I'll probably just wait for DC Universe Infinite. The artwork's really cool, though. I like Catwoman's design. So Catwoman has been like the Jim Lee goggles, suit for a long time. Now she looks closer to Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman in Batman Returns, which is not a bad thing at all. It doesn't look exactly like that, but it's closer to that than it is to Jim Lee's design. So, yeah, cool story, just not one I think I need every month. Detective Comics number 1049, the awesome Lee Bermejo variant. This is the third part of the weekly Arkham Tower storyline, which is really interesting. Still not a lot happening yet, because it's a 12-part thing, so there's got to be a lot of setup. You can't just have everything happen all at the beginning. But there was one panel in this actually of Nightwing speaking that actually is the whole crux of the whole story. And when I saw that panel, that really helped things click for me, because I still didn't quite know what was going on. I don't know a lot of the characters that they're working with in this story, because I haven't read any of the stuff before it. But there's a panel where Nightwing says, what are they doing to all of the inmates in Arkham Tower that they weren't doing in Arkham Asylum? Why, whatever it is that they're doing in Arkham Tower, whatever drugs or medicine or whatever that they're giving them in Arkham Tower, why is that working when it didn't work in Arkham Asylum? That's the big mystery, right? That's the mystery behind this whole thing. You've got Batwoman working undercover as a staff member inside. Huntress is working undercover as an inmate. Oracle's running point. Obviously, Nightwing hasn't been in it all that much yet. You've got Batgirl, Cassandra Cain. We haven't seen too much of her yet either. But it's a big mystery that's building up, and it's really, really interesting. I'm digging this one. Green Lantern number 10. I was hoping to catch up on this before I recorded this. I didn't get a chance to, so I don't really know what's going on. I'm at least 5 issues behind on this. If the story doesn't change soon, I'm probably going to hop off, just because, kind of like Hulk, it's not a bad story at all. It's just not the Green Lantern story that I want right now. So we'll see how it goes, and then once I get caught up, I'll decide whether to stay on or hop off. Nightwing number 88, the awesome B cover. Still, like I said, I haven't caught up on any of the current Nightwing or any of the Tynion era Batman books. But I do have a plan. So like I said, I am in the middle of Dan Slott's Fantastic Four run, and as soon as I'm done with that, I think I'm going to dive headfirst into all the Bat books. I've got a huge stack of them down here. All the Tynion Batman books, the Tom Taylor Nightwing, Joker, Detective Comics, I Am Batman, Future State Gotham, all that stuff. I think I'm going to dive headfirst into all that as soon as I'm caught up with Fantastic Four, and this is going to be in that stack. And then last DC book, Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 7. I'm still really enjoying this. We get Jackson do they call him Aqualad or Aquaman? I'm not too sure. Please forgive me. I'm not really caught up on his whole deal. But this is really cool. We get to see Bendix and Luthor apparently are working together, and there's a big sea creature that John Kent does a great job sort of calming down, and Jackson helps too until something happens, and then he doesn't. We get to see more of Jay Nakamura and the Truth publication that he works for, and their whole deal. Just really cool. Just more awesome Superman, Son of Kal-El from Tom Taylor. Got a few Image books as well. Bolero number 1. Here is my weekly disclaimer that I don't remember what this was about, but it sounded really cool when I pre-ordered it, so I'm going to read it, and it'll be a nice surprise. King Spawn number 6. I still haven't caught up on any of the Spawn stuff yet. I actually have a stack of the Spawn stuff down here, so maybe after all the Bat stuff, maybe I'll catch up on Spawn, because I'm really excited to do that. The Silver Coin number 8. So Silver Coin has been on fire lately, ever since issue number 5. Really turned things around for me, and every issue has been super interesting. Of course, this is an anthology book, so each issue is its own thing. It doesn't tie into the issues before it. I dig those kind of books, and like I said, the last 5, 6, 7, the last 3 issues have been great, and hopefully this one will be as well. And then a couple indies as well. We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 10. I haven't read any of this series yet, and I think I'm gonna hop off pre-ordering after this one because I think this is going. I think the second trade that comes out will end with this issue. So I have the first 10 singles. I'm gonna read all of those, and then if I like it, I'll probably start getting them in trades from number 11 forward. And then one that I don't really know why I bought it, but it just sounds fun. Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures Galactic Bake Off Spectacular. So this is a one-shot, and I don't know. I think it's like a baking competition, like all the different baking shows on TV, but with Jedi. I might be way off base on that, but I think that's what it sounded like when I heard about it. I just wanted to check it out. I think I'm gonna give this one to my sister because she's really into all the cooking shows. I actually didn't tell her about it yet, so surprise if you're watching this. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out and then see if she might want it. And then I got just one issue from the dollar bin, Daredevil number 299, just to help build that run of Daredevil that I've got. I think I have 300 in the ones right before this one as well, so this is just gonna fill a nice hole in that run. But the fun doesn't stop there. I've got a few extra goodies as well, starting with Kiladelphia trade paperback volume 3. What's funny is I have volume 1, but not volume 2. But I got volume 1. It was just sitting on the shelf in my comic shop a few months ago, and I knew this was a series that I've been wanting to check out. Volume 1 was right there. I figured I'd go ahead and grab it. Then volume 3 came up on FOC a few weeks back, so I thought I'll go ahead and grab that too, and then just grab volume 2 at some point as well. So I haven't read any of this yet, but I got 2 of the trades, and we'll have another one soon, so I can't wait to dive into this one. So one that I had no idea that was coming out, but you know, this is one of the ways that my comic shop is great, because they see cool stuff like this and they get it because it's cool, it's awesome. This is a hardcover collection, DC's first issue specials. So I'd never even heard of this. I didn't know it was coming out, but when I looked at it, I thought it was too cool not to get. So this is a Bronze Age between 75 and 76. This collects 13 issues, I think. Yeah, issues 1 through 13 of an old DC series called First Issue Special. It's a bunch of one-off tales from creators like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, Mike Grell, Walter Simonson. We've got some Warlord in here, Starman, Metamorpho, Dr. Fate. Yeah, just really cool. I love stuff like this, and it's even cooler when it's like a surprise. I just walked in when I go in on Tuesdays to get my DC books. The Marvelous Megan's usually there, still working on putting out the collected editions and stuff. She always lets me look through the stack, and you know, there was a stack of these sitting there. I was like, what is that? The color, the cover is so colorful. You know, just classic artwork, Bronze Age style stuff, Jack Kirby stuff on the cover. I couldn't not get it. So there's the back cover too, gives you an idea about what stuff's in it. Just 13 different one-off issues of different characters from different awesome creators. I had to get this one. And then last but not least, one that I was super duper excited to get my hands on, Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 Omnibus. This collects issues 1 through 39 and also one half of Ultimate Spider-Man from Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley. This is the run of Spider-Man that when people ask me, hey, I'm interested in reading Spider-Man, where should I start? I always say start with Ultimate Spider-Man. It takes place in a different universe than all the other hundreds of Spider-Man books that are out. That universe doesn't, well, I guess that universe does exist. I think they're trying to bring it back. But it doesn't matter because this run, especially the early issues, still gives you a fantastic sense of who Peter Parker is, his, I don't want to say struggles, but the trials of him learning to be Spider-Man. It gives you all of that stuff from the classic Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, those early Silver Age issues, but modernized. So, you know, I see a lot of people online say, oh, well, you know, you should really read, if you want to start, you should really read, you know, the classic Silver Age Stan Lee, Steve Ditko stuff. No, I don't agree with that at all. Those stories are good, but a lot of that Silver Age stuff, guys, is really hard to read. It's super old. It's super outdated. I think that stuff, if you don't already have a love for these characters and a love for the history of comics, I think that stuff can actually potentially turn new readers off. So instead, I recommend Ultimate Spider-Man because it's just, like I said, it's the same. You get the same sense of who these characters are, but it's more modernized. It can develop a love of the character. This can help you develop a love of these characters, and then if you really, really love them, then you can go back and read the old Silver Age stuff. So anyway, I was super excited to get this. I've read all of these issues. I've read this whole run before. I think I used to have the trades. Sold them a while back. Actually, my buddy Opie gave me some of the trades that he had from a long time ago, but I just had to get it in an omnibus form. So I was super happy to get this, and I've got to open this up and read a few because man, this is awesome. And that's it, guys. Just another awesome stack of books. It was kind of weird that there's so few DC books this week, but looking at my list for next week, that's going to make up for it because there's a ton next week. So guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this video or any of the other videos on my channel, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a sarcastic thumbs up. If nothing else, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you picked up this week. Did you get Ultimate Spider-Man? Do you like Ultimate Spider-Man as much as I do? Did you get any cool back issues, or did you get more Marvel, DC, vice versa? Just whatever it is, just leave me a comment below. Let me know what you picked up. I love comic books. I could talk about them with a room full of people or just to a camera. Guys, don't forget, comic books are supposed to be fun. They are just another fun form of storytelling. There is plenty for everyone to look through and find something they like. And there is so much stuff that it's super easy to just simply ignore the things that aren't for you and let the other people that do like that stuff enjoy that. Also, don't forget that it doesn't matter how much you buy each week or each month or whatever, that makes a great comic book haul. What makes a great comic book haul is that you get excited about this stuff and that you really enjoy the things that you're getting, that it means something special to you. So whether you get 1 book, 10 books, 100 books, single issues, all collected editions, omnibuses, it doesn't matter as long as you get jazzed about it. That's what makes a great comic book haul. So guys, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.